Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brine and Blight, an underwater revolution Cypher System campaign brought to you by TricksyWizard. I totally didn't practice that this time, and I totally don't have the words in all caps right in front of me. We're gonna go around real quick and reintroduce everyone at the table, tell you about who we are, where you can find us. But before we do, I would like to say thank you so much to all of our Patreons. Because of your support, everything that we do here, one shots, three shots, marathons, they're all possible. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And you can check out the link in chat for more information about what you can get for being a Patreon. You can also find all of our episodes on our YouTube. This is for our Brine and Blight campaign and all of our other campaigns. All right, let's get started. Kappa, why don't you start us off this week?
It's me. My name is Kappa. Christian is okay too. You can find me falling asleep in traffic. That is a real story. But I play Risubi, the perceptive warrior who needs no, right now there's no mech suit, so it's the perceptive warrior who infiltrates.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll hop on over to Z.
Hi, I'm Z or Zach. You can find me on Twitter at ZachDevs. Today I'll be playing Calliope, the sharp-eyed adept who fuses mind and machine. You can find me falling asleep in general. And that's it.
Oh, is that what we're doing this? Okay.
Crap, think of something funny. Hold on.
Oh, it's all right. You're not next. You're good. Okay. Next is Jay. You can find that Jay Justice over at that Jay Justice on all social media. Please check out her links there in the chat. Unfortunately, she's not able to join us today, but we are thinking about her and wishing that she has all of the tastiest treats in the whole wide world.
She on a boat.
She's on a boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an accurate statement. Thank you.
Maybe falling asleep there, yeah.
Maybe
Falling asleep on a boat. It is very early over there. Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Stella Luna. You can find me here. Thank you so much for joining us today. I will be playing a kind speaker who very gently asks for assistance from beasts. I fall asleep very poorly, actually. I need someone to read to me or to listen to music to fall asleep. Yeah.
I will read you bedtime stories.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Please hook me up. Trout, take it away.
Oh, hi, I'm Trout. I didn't think of a funny sleeping thing. My partner Adam and I make TricksyWizard comics. You can find us there on all the socials at TricksyWizard. I'm playing Bunk, a brash sniper who's wanted by the law or on the run from the law, kind of both. And yeah, you can find me. Don't wake me. I plan on sleeping in. It's the Postal Service. Adam, talk.
Great. No, that was good. That was really good.
I really botched it.
Hi there, I'm Adam. I'm the other half of TricksyWizard. As Trout said, you can find us at TricksyWizard on all the socials, at TricksyWizard.com. Most recently just wrapped up a big collaborative project with our dear friends over at Mage Hand Press, where we did all the art on a card game called Witchy Cakes, a towering game of cakes and chaos. That was successfully funded back in February, so that was a big exciting thing for us. You can find me sleeping with the fishes
because you've died?
because I am dead, and I'm broadcasting from beyond the grave.
But what if we're all underwater? If we're all underwater, then you're just sleeping regularly.
Oh,
You're just sleeping regularly.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Do you all ever think it's kind of funny how fish are just down there doing basically what they do when they're awake, just slower when they're sleeping? I think that's nice. Just kind of
nice.
Oh, you mean they don't sleep like this?
They don't have beds.
what?
That's so sad.
No, I'm sorry.
Shattering all of my
SpongeBob
illusions.
lied to me.
We have to jump into this game now before we learn more forbidden knowledge.
Those are my fish
True.
facts.
Fish facts.
Trout's forbidden fish.
Trout's
facts.
fish. I mean, if anyone's gonna have fish facts,
It would be Trout.
True.
It's a fish fact.
and that's a fish fact with Trout. Anyway, back to Brine Blight.
Oh, good God. Okay. Hey, everyone want to play some Brine and Blight? Let's.
I do.
Let's get to it. Fantastic. So, High above the neon-drenched streets of Marabas, past the pneumatic rails of the double-decker C-Tram express lines, past the countless telescreen billboards of the downtown hub, buzzing away with their endless stream of imperial propaganda, higher even than the hulking frames of the tide scrapers, where petty administrators fritter away endless hours, tending to the banal brutality of the occupation. There, atop the waves, sits the Oversight, Security, Trade, and Revenue Authority, the Ostara complex. It is Valthur's right hand, and it hovers covetously over the Levanine Sea, ever eager to grasp at the riches of its depths, perpetually anchored to the heart of Marabas by way of that colossal pipeline that the merfolk of the city call the Torch. In the crystalline underbelly of this floating behemoth, overlooking the whole of the city from on high, the young crown prince of Sonaspar, Urati Lascaris, spends his days perched upon his father's throne, blithely passing every single one of his royal duties off onto his ministers and chiefly on his Valthuran handlers, busying himself instead with the accumulation of precious trinkets and trophies from battles fought in his name. We find him in his usual repose, tossing what appear to be miniature black pearls into the cascading pool that lies in front of his throne, like loose change into a fountain, watching them dance through the pipes under the floor and then up into the walls as the filtration system catches them. His indifferent meditation is only broken by the appearance of Viceroy Cadmus Kairoulis, the overseer of the Valthuran occupation, and, since the death of Urati's father, his de facto mentor figure. Clad as ever in his extravagant crimson and gold diving suit, the Viceroy feigns meekness as he enters, saying, "My prince, you'll be pleased to hear that preparations for the opera are ahead of schedule. It shall doubtless be a night to remember, a true beacon of hope in these troubled times." The prince merely scoffs and, without looking over his shoulder, just gives a slight gesture. A night of frivolity and friendship will most certainly lighten the mood. After all that dour business involving the Dean of Schoolmasters. Speaking of which, on my authority, Valthuran Naval Ordnance 6126 has been deployed to hunt down any and every seditious contact that he may have made during his treasonous activities. At this, the prince perks up. Finally! It's about time for some retaliation, don't you think, Cadmus? Prison breaks and unruly workers and the filth on the radio and they blew up my statue, Cadmus. My statue! The Dean was the last straw, having to treat that worm like some kind of martyr. It made me sick. People should know what he did. A minor but a necessary frustration, my liege, I assure you. As I've so often told you, this is all just politics. Better that you leave such unpleasantness to me. Yeah, well, if you want to be useful, then it's high time the people see me winning again. Have that new android of yours bring me someone worthy of a public execution, won't you, Cadmus? I should think it would be a delightful companion piece to that opera you're prattling on about. The Viceroy gives a deep bow. As you command, my prince. And so we leave the hall of the pearlescent throne behind, and with it, the business of tyrants and their puppets. Besides, that's hardly relevant in the heat of battle, which is exactly where we find Bank, Berengaria, and Risubi at this very moment. The three of you having stolen away into the office of Dean Anastas Coy, the late Anastas Coy. You've only just uncovered definitive proof of his connections to a Dorovesian spy, someone he was providing classified Valthuran intelligence in exchange for promises of aid and extradition. for himself, and more importantly for his subordinates and his friends, chief among them Berengaria. But just as you were about to take this sensitive intel and all of its useful applications with you and run, a trap was sprung. A comprehensive coralite barrier enveloped the entirety of the dean's office, and a lone figure decloaked in the entryway, a Valthuran android bearing an uncanny resemblance to your friend Calliope, though this one is designated Naval Ordnance 6126, call sign Polyhymnia. Before we jump into combat here, I just wanted to confirm Risubi towards the end of last session made a bit of a desperate saving throw of sorts to try and find something of use hidden away in Berengaria's little clamshell pearl briefcase.
Yeah.
And yeah, you rolled real well. And rather serendipitously, I'm going to say you grabbed a hold of a small medical device.
Oh, shit.
A coralite-powered filing blade, something that is intended for use as like a method of like removing crusted-on barnacles from like the blubber of marine mammals, but with a quick series of kind
Don't
of like,
ask why that's in there.
But with a I'm gonna say you make a couple of like really quick on-the-fly modifications, and you can like overclock the coralite field generator, and you set this device on like a 10-minute timer until it burns out through like critical overheat. But during those 10 minutes, you now have a new Cypher.
Yay.
It is a mono blade. It is Cypher level 6. So basically, you are a squirrel in a diving suit wielding a switchblade with a like like a glowing 6-inch long sort of just like vibrating blade of just like coralite energy that is like the same level as the Cypher, so it's a level 6 blade. That means that it cuts effortlessly through any material, object, or just environmental effect that is of a level lower than its own.
Oh my god.
And when you use it as a weapon, it is a light weapon that completely ignores armor of any level lower than its own.
Oh,
okay.
isn't it? All right.
So,
Woo!
and so yeah, for the next 10 minutes, you have this thing. You took this, you take like this minor medical device, and you turn it into an oversized, like by your scale, like a squirrel lightsaber claymore.
Amazing.
Wow.
I rolled really well last time, y'all.
You really did. You deserve it.
But I want this to be an all the time weapon. So
This is it is going to melt in 10 minutes. I will not allow this.
That's fair. That is fair. I'm just like, it's like a crab with a knife. Like, you just don't want to
Yeah, no,
That is so funny.
So that's what we're dealing with right here. So Polyhymnia has decloaked in the entryway. You are ostensibly trapped in this office. It is, I'm going to say for the purposes of mechanics, the entire office is within a short distance of anything else in the office. So you can move out of melee range or into melee range with a turn, but you can't get into long distance or further without running up against one of these sort of like force fields.
So quick question. Polyhymnia decloaked, and I was posted up with my sniper ability at the front door. So did Polyhymnia just kind of like decloak directly at the barrel of my sniper rifle?
I like that. I'm going to say that you being posted up automatically eases by 1 step your initiative roll.
Nice.
That's cool.
So
Which I think my initiative's already eased by
I think
1.
you're trained
so.
in initiative.
I am.
And you could also use effort on initiative for very cheap, I believe. So
Can I just say I'm going first?
You can't yet because, well, not to give away the game, but that's not enough levels to make this trivial.
Oofa doofa.
Oh.
So I do need everybody to go ahead and give me a speed task initiative roll difficulty 5.
Do we?
So
have
I'm down
what?
to... Sorry, go ahead. Oh, so difficulty 3, and then I can expend effort as well, Adam?
Yes, your base difficulty is 3 because you were posted up with Overwatch and you're trained in initiative.
Beautiful.
I failed.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 10.
All right, so I'm down to difficulty 2 now. Let's see what happens to me.
6 or higher will do it.
Come on, bunk. A 3. Holy,
Nice.
holy moly.
Whoa. How did you?
Wait, didn't I roll a difficulty 2?
Yeah,
Oh, why did
difficulty
it do
2 means
that?
it's 6 or higher.
Yeah.
Why
oh,
did it?
the specialized, I think it automatically
Oh, the
includes
specialized.
that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. So really, you rolled a
Might
3
be.
with the target roll
Yeah,
of 6.
that's not great. Shoot.
So that's a failure.
That's bad.
So Polyhymnia is going to go first.
Wait.
I don't
Yay.
want that to happen.
If you've gone far, yeah.
Who wants one?
I
Oh, you
don't.
have-
Not for initiative.
Let's just see what happens to us.
Okay.
Let's see how hard she
Let's
is.
see.
Not
It's
for
basically
initiative.
like side and side, yeah. So like we'll see how this goes now, because like
Maybe you'll
when-
be fine.
Once it gets out of Polyhymnia's turn, you all can act in combination or in any order. You don't have to stay strictly in like an initiative order here. So,
Sweet.
okay. Polyhymnia actually is just going to they just kind of hover slightly. They don't really have feet so much as kind of like their legs end in these similar sort of like cylindrical vents, kind of similar to how Calliope's do. So they're just kind of like slowly gliding in through the entryway and just kind of surveying you all. And they say, before we begin, I would like to offer my thanks. You have all been exceedingly useful. You especially, Berengaria. The Dean was sentimental, you see, and I had the sneaking suspicion that he may have keyed his more secure files to respond to your biosignature. I am gratified to see that my hypothesis is confirmed. And
As Polyhymnia says that, Berengaria grips the disc the device that was unearthed from the bottom. She shoves it in her bag.
yeah,
It's gone
absolutely.
forever.
Find it in there, Polyhymnia. We dare you.
You don't want to know what else is in there.
You can see that as they're talking, one of their hands is just kind of like detaching. The same way that Calliope's hands have this ability to kind of like reshape themselves and reform the different modular parts to form different like medical tools, scalpels, and like suturing devices. Polyhymnias do much the same, except they're just taking the shape of different lengths of bladed weapons. But they do eventually turn and target. I'm going to say Bunk specifically.
Come on now.
Because
Let's go.
they have not yet scanned the inside of Berengaria's purse. So they are going to just scream across the space, just kind of taking a low agile stance as they just kick their jets into gear, and they move in with basically their fingers sharpened to like knife points, attempting to basically just get a grip on you. I need you to give me a speed defense roll, difficulty 5.
I don't know why, but I imagine it's kind of like they're ice skating on the water
Yes,
towards us.
Anybody play
Okay.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? Like,
Yes.
like a Shadow just kind of skates when he gets up to speed? Like, it's that shit, yeah.
Cool.
All right. So, Adam, I am trained without armor, so that automatically lowers that to difficulty 4, and I will expend effort as well to take that down to difficulty 3.
Fantastic. Okay, 9 or higher will evade.
16.
Okay, absolutely. Describe this for me.
Runs towards me. I flip the gun around instead of shooting, and I baseball backwards just to block with the gun.
Love that. Okay. It is now the three of you, in any order, in any combination, coordinate your attacks, see what you can do to try and escape this situation.
That was a hint, everyone. We should run.
We can't.
I mean, or-
There's
or
a
just, like-
shield.
Yeah.
Is there an indication of the power source of the shield?
Gonna say, yeah, super smart.
Ooh, I'll start.
Not without a roll.
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
start. I'll use Understanding, one of my abilities. It has a cost of 1 intellect, but I have an edge, so it's 0. I would like to study a creature or object. I will have an asset over with my next interaction. I'd like to study the Shimmering Wall.
You want to just come to a better understanding of... Okay, yes, so not this turn, but your next interaction with it, you will ease by 1 step whatever you attempt to do involving the Coralite sort of force shield. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You're taking a moment here. What does this look like in the heat of battle as Bunk just kind of like baseball bats this attack away and like deflects?
I open my clamshell briefcase, I reach in, and I take a pair of spectacles, and I put them on.
Yeah. Perfect.
Then I hit a little button on the side, and it does like the Spy Kids zoom, 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 zoom.
Yes.
Telescoping spectacles. Add it to your inventory. I need this.
I think just to give my friends time, with one hand bat the attack away, with the other hand the spear of Salamander will come in under and stab upwards into the chest chassis.
Oh hell yeah! Might or speed attack, your choice.
It's gonna be speed, you know it.
Still difficulty 5.
Oofa doofa. All right, I'm just gonna start blowing this effort, trying to take this down to difficulty 4, and we'll hope. Difficulty 4. Come on, Bunk.
12 or higher. Let's see it.
Oh, it's a 4. No dice.
Yeah. So the impact that Polyhymnia just of them just kind of like tackling into you, you deflect, but it knocks you off kilter such that you don't have enough force behind the underhand stab, and they're able to just grab just right at the base of the blade, and just like keep you at distance. Like not you can't quite close it and press into the chassis.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so I'm going to swim up, propelled by whatever scuba suit I've got going on. I've got the monoblade out, and I'm going to latch on to Polyhymnia's head and start like trying to shove it somewhere that I feel like I haven't had time to observe, but I mean, like, if I'm going to take a guess, there's some important stuff, at least maybe some optical sensors in the head area.
That'd be helpful.
That's fantastic. No, I just love this. Like, they are currently basically like in a two-handed grapple, like holding a spear at bay and like trying to get their like dagger fingers into Bunk's throat, and you just,
and then like a face hugger,
an open purse, and just like joust with a switchblade.
I know that there's probably actual propulsion in your suit, but I'm gonna believe it's just your squirrel tail making circles.
Oh my god, just little mild tails per hour. Yeah, I adore this. So this will be your choice again: speed or might attack, difficulty 5.
Okay. Let's see. I will use. I'll use. I still have my edge from when I'm using the suit, right? Or does that moved over?
Ooh, that's interesting. We hadn't discussed this in detail.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that your edge transfers between speed or might depending on whether you are in the suit or out of the suit.
Then I will speed. I will speed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you're coming in fast and just going for like a sneak attack.
Great. Okay, so let's see. How do I roll this? Just
a speed attack.
Oh, okay. There. Speed attack. You said difficulty 5. Do my eye for detail or general knowledge help with this?
I would say, since you said you were going specifically for some kind of like vital systems here, I'll allow 1 level of ease for your kind of a weird combination of like
weird combo of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Calliope too. It's not like we're totally strangers to this kind of tech.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, submit. That's a fail. I rolled a 7.
Oh.
I do kind of want to give you one right here.
Sure.
I want to give you an XP to re-roll it, and it's gonna be a little flashback to not that long ago when we were in the cave, Berengaria gluing on the shark teeth to Calliope's shoulders.
Right.
And at some point, Calliope's like, "No, not there," and like, just and the eye goes blank for a second.
Oh, okay.
And then reboots.
Love it. Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, that's so good.
Amazing.
Pretty good.
Yeah, no, this memory flashes across your face for just a moment as like you're inches away from the attack, and you just recalibrate your approach ever so slightly and go ahead and re-roll.
Still 7 again?
The save again.
Again? Okay,
and
that's fine.
In
That's
this
okay.
moment that you recognize that Polyhymnia does not have the same exact style of chassis, nor the same structural weaknesses as their elder sibling.
That's okay. That's
as
okay.
the blade glances harmlessly off. You see Polyhymnia, I don't know if you see in the art, they have like these kind of almost like jellyfish-like tendrils. Those are prehensile and bat you away as you
That's
approach.
cool. Oh my god.
So it's Polyhymnia's turn again. You
Let's
three
go.
having accomplished basically nothing so far.
No, we're distracting them. We're doing great.
They continue basically just like locked in this grapple with you, Bunk. They continue just speaking completely calmly. Such a pleasure to speak with you all in person. I have only heard you in recordings before today, but I truly did feel as though I had come to know you by the time I was finished reverse engineering the vocal distortion applied to your pirate radio broadcast. Very sophisticated work, by the way. Sequenced through a Valthuran codec naturally. Tell me, as they lean in closer, how is my sibling? And they are going to attempt another melee attack against Bunk at this. I need you to make a speed defense roll, base difficulty 5. As
All right,
they're
I'll be
trying to basically twist your wrist that's holding the spear out of the way so they can lean in and just get these sort of like needle-like fingers to find purchase on you.
In that moment, Bunk remembers that they are more than a gun, and in this case, guns are not helpful, so they're going to try and twist out of the way. I will take this difficulty down to 3 as well, again, applying both edge, effort, and my train without armor skill. So let's see. Difficulty 3 now.
9 or higher succeeds on evading.
Yes, 9 exactly.
9 matches.
Yes.
Yeah, you barely scrape out of this attack. How so?
Oh, I want to save this. No, screw it. It's too cool. I'm going to use the fact that they're kind of use their momentum against them. They're pulling the spear like towards them, and I'm going to flip up with my little propeller spurs and Liu Kang bicycle kick them in the face.
Yeah, like no damage, but you do like backflip your way onto Anastas Koi's desk. You are now like swimming like on top of his desk.
And just in there, they're fine. 5 steps ahead of you as usual.
Fantastic. The 3 of you have one more round here, and then we'll see what happens next. So Berengaria, you have studied the barrier here. Tell me what you'd like to attempt with it.
I will try to discern how to turn it off or any points of weakness. This is the only thing that's keeping us from getting skedaddling out of here.
Skedaddling.
Would you like an intellect roll?
This would be an intellect roll. This is insight into science and technology. So it will have a base difficulty equivalent to Polyhymnia here. So base difficulty 5.
All right.
You ease it automatically down to 4.
Okay. So it's 4, and I would like to apply effort.
Absolutely.
Oh my! What
the dice are not your friends tonight.
Wow.
Wow!
We're getting it out of the.
I'm gonna text Danny.
4.
Danny, what the fuck?
Come on now.
I'm gonna help here. I think while I'm like in full grapple with Polyhymnia, like it's coming from them. They got to be the source, Barry. Ah!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I love that. Reroll with a focus on trying to understand any connection between technology embedded in Polyhymnia themselves and the sort of projected force field.
Berengaria turns their binocular eyes over to Polyhymnia. Blink, blink. They're just like these blue saucers on the other side of the lens. Just very comical.
I'm just ragdolling back and forth while you're scanning.
So that's just a reroll, right? 4.
Reroll here.
1 effort. Success!
Yes!
Wow.
15.
Yes.
15 will do it. Fantastic. So, with this, this is kind of like insight into the technology at play. Polyhymnia has a much refined, more like a lither, taller, and more angular chassis compared to what Calliope has. They are clearly built as like multiple generations of military technology, like basically iterating on itself. This is the exact opposite sort of like creature to what Calliope is. Calliope is, by their very programming, like physically, mentally incapable of causing harm. This is an implement of war, and as a result, it's the correlate core in their chest is also kind of honed towards that end, with much more offensive and like martially defensive capabilities. You would need to deal enough damage to Polyhymnia such that they would have to recall any correlate effects to bolster their vitality. So if you can deal enough damage to Polyhymnia that they have to recall the force field in order to keep from falling apart, then you can get out.
Okay. I will say, we have to take them out. That's the only way. And I will try to buzz the communicator
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be like, Calliope, hello?
Am I in range?
Did we get the
You know
range
what?
boosted? I thought we did.
That's a very interesting question. We're actually going to take a moment here and turn our attention elsewhere. Calliope,
Mhm.
we find you jetting along alone through the mostly empty streets of the Lapetz district, and you are laden down with illicitly acquired proprietary technology, gifts of a sort, courtesy of the reclusive Dr. Milo Finnerty. Something in your speech to that withered, bitter human must have had quite the profound effect on him, because once he let down his guard enough to start discussing the finer points of correlate refinement and application with Bahari, nothing you could do was going to slow the two of them down. Milo remains a curmudgeon and a deeply troubling person. Maybe a war criminal, but his surveillance resources are undeniable, as is his expertise with Valthuran military tech and his knowledge of the inner workings of the Ostara complex. So you have basically taken the ciphers that you were gifted from him, and basically you're going to go. The plan is to go to ground with those while Bahari stays behind to try and see if she can master some of the surveillance tech or gain a little bit of an edge or understanding of the target of your ultimate heist here, to try and damage or dislodge the Ostara complex. So in this moment, let's get up to speed with Calliope. What are your next moves? And for that matter, what are your thoughts about the phantom voice that brought Bahari here to make contact with this rather dubious new ally?
Calliope has been thinking hard about that, about how they have all these scientific databases and objective facts about the world in their programming, but there are just too many mysteries with Berengaria, with this strange ghost jellyfish. The world is getting bigger for Calliope, and they're realizing now how much more focused and dedicated they have to be. As they are traveling through, before they try to link up with the rest of the group, they're actually going to go back to the clam, and on the way, see if they can go door to door with all the underground contacts and see if they can locate the anarchist group.
Interesting. I am, however, at this moment going to make a bit of a GM intrusion before you can make your way out of the Lapetz district.
Okay.
So go ahead and take an XP here. As your proximity sensors flare to life out of nowhere, and you're approaching basically a blind corner that feeds out into one of the district's kind of characteristic courtyards, these very insular sort of parks. This is going to be a speed task, base difficulty 5, to hide yourself, to hide your presence here as your proximity alarms just flare up out of nowhere.
Okay. Basic difficulty 5. I'm not going to use effort there.
Okay.
That's 15. I have to be 15. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Come on. It's like it's nothing. That's a 7. That's a 7.
That's a
Another
7.
7.
Turn not
Good.
not like easy.
Easy. Easy failure.
You whip around this corner. Your momentum is too strong for you to basically like stop yourself short, and you are met face to face down the lane here with a Valthuran naval task force, with an HMR-34 loggerhead aquatic tank on point position. They seem to be patrolling the district, and you can see that there's like several different sort of naval fire teams that are taking their little shoulder-mounted flashlights. They're going up and like shining them into every darkened window of every abandoned storefront, every place that's been kind of shuttered here for fear of the riots. You immediately lock eyes with one of the Marines, who seems to be the only one to see you. And you have like a split second to make your next move before he starts like flagging people down.
How far is he?
I would say that the tank, which is on point, is about, I mean, it's a long distance, about 100 feet away.
Lock eyes, but okay. What about the Marine who saw me?
Is just kind of
Just right
off to the side of flanking the tank there, yeah.
Okay. Too far. I am going to... I guess I gotta use this now. Calliope's gonna duck into a random building as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Hopefully with people inside.
Okay.
Is there like a bar nearby or...
Not so much a bar, but again, a lot of the businesses down here in this entertainment district are shuttered for the day, for several days, because the unrest in the city is causing like business is kind of hitting a low. Not many people are coming out for like a day on the town. But I will say that there's like everybody's gonna need food, so there's like a little cafe that you can like slip into really quick that's like sparsely attended, and it's mostly like counter service, but you slip on inside. Okay,
I'm going to slip on inside and utilize my brand new Cypher, the level 4 mimetic image projector. So,
okay.
For the next 10 minutes per Cypher level, that's 40 minutes, the user's features become almost identical to those of one designated person they have previously interacted with. Easing by 2 steps, attempts to disguise the user as that person. So I'm going to use, this is kind of, can I just disguise myself as a random Valve? You know what?
I don't know. Do I know what?
The detective.
Oh.
This machine that you were granted here, it integrates pretty seamlessly with your chassis, which is already Valthuran technology. It basically slides directly over. It's like a chest piece that kind of instantly assimilates with the rest of the tech of your frame. And as you kind of stick to the shadows inside this place, you kind of like swim inside, swing up against like the inner wall, hope nobody is looking at you in this moment. And there is this sort of cascading wave of like voxels that travels in a ring, like a radius out from that central chest piece. And as those settle and shift and just like there's chromatic aberrations, and as you step out of the shadows, you are functionally identical to Detective Inspector Damian Ballasar in full scuba suit.
And coffee and cigarette.
And coffee and cigarette.
With the caffeine patch visible through your visor. On your
okay. With that, I'm just gonna very calmly swim and take a wide berth around the Valthurans. So if they catch me, maybe I can talk my way out of it.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna say this is going to be a new task, but you're not trying to stay out of sight. You're trying to pass yourself off as someone else. This is an intellect task eased by your mimetic image projector down from 5 to 3. Base difficulty is now 3. To move, basically, give a wide berth here and just see if you are noticed or not.
Very cool. And I'm going to use effort.
Okay.
Take it down to 2.
6 or higher, and they will be completely fooled.
10. Oh.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna say, because this very clever use of this particular cipher here, I'm gonna say you get a free. I'm just gonna say like free scan as you move within a short distance here, giving them a wide enough berth, but you're still within like 50 feet. And you go ahead and pick up on some police chatter, basically. Like you get like, you kind of hack very easily into their sort of like local comms to figure out like what the hell they're doing here. And you pick up little things here and they're like, report any signs of looting to Central Command immediately. We're looking for rioters, anarchists, refinery workers, might have stolen Imperial property from on site. Somebody else cuts in. APB's still out on whoever threw that. Whatever that bomb was that took out Lawrence and Childermas. Priority target is believed to be an Alfredi merfolk. Nobody's seen him since the incident. Third voice kind of clips in. How do you think they've made it this far south? Second cuts back in. No idea, but I sure as hell hope so. Lawrence was in my class at the academy. And you get the distinct impression that while this is a standard security sweep that is being done to protect these sort of like higher end part of town, there are plenty of people in the Valthuran Navy who have a particular vendetta out against specifically Bahari for what she ended up doing that was caught live on like camera feeds that Risuvi would know because he was like looking through security feeds. She was caught in 4K throwing a basically like Coralite bomb that turned into a singularity that evaporated 2 guys along with Risuvi's broken down mech. So
I forgot there were 2 people next to it.
yeah, they were just
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
They just got
They don't exist anymore.
they were unmade. And they were people with friends. So
They were deleted.
Oops.
They were
They didn't die, they
collaborators.
ceased.
they ceased to be. So yeah, you get the distinct impression that maybe it's for the best that Bahari seems to be laying low with an actual doomsday prepper for the time being. But you are able in this moment to just kind of, if you choose, you can just move right on by. They kind of, their eyes glaze right over you as you just appear to be somebody else of rank. You even get a salute as you move close by, like a couple people salute you.
I'm actually going to make sure that they keep away from the area since Bahari is here.
Okay.
Like actually, I'm gonna go up to whoever their commanding officer is right now, if there's a sergeant.
Sergeant in Arms is actually going to be one of the 2 people who is actually like operating the loggerhead. So there's one who's in a gunner position, and then there's the person who's actually like at helm. And the loggerhead's design is such that it's kind of got the sort of bathysphere style, like large spherical cockpit, which is mostly translucent. So you could see and be seen by this person from outside the tank.
Yeah, gonna give that person a nice little wave.
Yeah, you get okay, yeah. You get a confused wave that halfway through turns into a salute as you technically outrank him. What do you do with that?
I'm going to swim up and say, "Hi, is there a sergeant on duty here?"
Yeah, and kind of like there's a sort of like speaker on the outside, like a loudspeaker. It's for people to communicate inside the sort of like without breaking the compression of like the dry tank like cockpit. Voice comes through there. I'm ranking officer on duty. I'm sorry, sir. I don't recall that there would be Anyone from security detail here? What's the situation?
There's been ooh. There's been reports of anarchist activity. I need a special convoy to the academy, if that's all right. There's nothing around here. I did a sweep.
Okay. So you are attempting to sway these people away from their given orders to bring them back to one of the most prestigious areas in the city. So one that's normally well defended. And you're trying to justify it by saying, it's cool, I did this bit already. I swept through here, it's cool.
I'll say this also. I'm gonna get in touch with higher ups and have a beta team fall in after you, alright? I just need to get there as soon as possible.
Okay, I like that a lot. So this is no longer gonna be hindered as you say, like, okay, I'm gonna bring in, yeah, you know the jargon. You have all Valthuran military protocols, like literally a dictionary in your head. So secondary team is gonna get brought in here. This is a low priority area, and you need their help basically as a convoy to escort you back to the Oasis and specifically to the Academy of Schoolmasters. This is going to be, again, difficulty 3 intellect task here to see if you can wield the authority of the rank that they believe you have.
Okay. Difficulty 3. We'll use a little effort. As a treat.
Just a little treat.
Thank goodness.
Oh my god.
Rolled a 9.
What
Nice.
is the dice tonight?
And on a 9, yeah, you do succeed. So you can see that there's a little bit of chatter. Again, you kind of pick up on little bits of it here and there as you just kind of like tune your ear to it. There's a little bit of grumbling about people having to kind of like adjust paperwork, and like people like it's maybe gonna have them have a little bit of a longer shift. But you get a little bit of an escort here, and for at least the next 35 minutes or so, as long as this disguise lasts, which kind of calculating the distance is pushing it, but you can get close enough to the academy at that point where you could potentially break away from them and have like a straight shot. So that's what we're going to be assuming happened at some point in the past prior to the fight, and we're going to return now to the combat previously in progress. So
We're winning, so
yeah, no, you all are doing great, I'm sure.
I still haven't taken my second turn.
yeah.
Neither has Bunk.
I would like to use my turn to help Rasubi, if I could.
Yes, you can absolutely do that, where you basically say, I'm going to lower by 1 the difficulty of any action Rasubi takes, and we'll narrativize it.
I let go of both of my weapons since they were pushing on me. I'm assuming that's going to bring them towards me. And I take off my cowboy hat and I throw it over their head to make it harder for them to see.
That's great. So you have deflected and then you like flipped up onto the desk. They lunge for you again. You toss your weapons aside and just flip the hat off your head and just kind of like, I mean, the wide brim is enough to catch their entire face.
I got him! I got him! Yeah!
Yeah, you got your feet, like your legs bracing on their shoulders to keep their like forearms from being able to like scrape onto you. They're not catching flesh at all. They're just kind of like trying to flail their little prehensile like little tassels. They're like jellyfish tassels, trying to like smack you with them. You've got them looking a little goofy for the first time here. So go ahead now, Risubi, as we return to this scene. A little bit of a farce for a second. Yeah,
I come up behind and with the mono blade kind of pointed down for a stab into the cranial area. This is gonna put a hole in your hats. I'm sorry.
Listen,
sorry,
it's a casualty of the fight.
Gives it character.
And this time, like finesse didn't work last time, so I'm going to try to have this be a might roll instead.
Okay.
Oh, I believe.
So, this is eased by 1 from difficulty 5 down to 4. You do still get to apply your general eye for detail and mechanical knowledge to take it down to 3.
Great.
Come on.
And if you want to apply effort,
I'm expending an effort.
Cool.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh!
There we go. Just beat it with another 7. I've rolled
You
3
needed a
7s in a
6.
row.
That's
You needed a 7.
amazing.
My God.
That's wild. Okay, yeah. So this is a light weapon that bypasses armor. Light weapons as a base deal 2 damage. Polyhymnia has armor of 2. So this would, under normal circumstances, deal no damage, but because of the special properties of the weapon, describe what happens here. Is you jam this just like sonic knife.
So I'm pushing it in using all of my squirrel weight into the hat. I don't know what I'm hitting exactly. I'm trying to get an approximate, trying to hit something that would give us an advantage later on, but I'm not so sure. But as the head is reacts, I'm getting like flung around and stuff like as I'm desperately trying to hold on to this mono blade, and Risubi is just like
I'm on the other side of the phone going, ah.
And I'm in the background like, hello? Hello? Calliope.
Yeah. So what happens next? Polyhymnia from under this hat, just still struggling against Bunk. At this point, I'm going to say, since that only applied to the 1 round, they do manage to just tear the hat off and just kind of like push you away, and kind of like put a little bit of just immediate distance between the two of you. And Risubi, you are still attached to the hat as it comes like flying off, but the blade kind of detaches, and everyone here can see that you managed to score a direct hit, shattering the sort of like faceplate of Polyhymnia's right eye.
Oh, and now you match.
Match who?
Oh.
No one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yes. I have a decal of sorts now. How very droll. It would seem that VN05822 and myself now share a sense of aesthetic as well. I owe so much of what I am to them. You will have to introduce us. And they are going to, they are going to try and close the gap again, not with Bunk this time, but they're just going to try and close their like razor sharp fist around Risubi. They're going to basically try and like grab you and then like jam their just like needles formed into a sort of like short sword blade at you. So this is a speed defense task, or might, your choice, might or speed, difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5, you say? All right. Okay. I am going to, let's see. I don't think I have very many skills that would apply to this, so I'm just going to do it at the 5. Hope I can roll high, but also apply effort.
Here's the nat 20.
Yeah, it's just right here.
It's right here.
Just check
It's
that.
been
Watch.
hiding.
Nat 20.
3, 2, boom. Did it go? It didn't go.
It didn't go.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I misclicked. Hold on. Okay. Okay, and then effort. Boom.
19!
Oh,
19, it was close.
oh.
Close enough.
It's
Okay.
fine.
How do you evade this, and then describe a minor effect to me here that puts you at an advantage going forward?
I think what you described them trying to grab and then stab, or
Yes.
just
basically they have like all of their fingers are basically conjoined now. They basically had the ability to shape shift their hands to take different bladed forms. So one is like just basically 5 separate razor sharp blades they're trying to grab you with, and the other they had formed all of their basically like their open palm into a blade and were trying to follow up with a stab. So
I see. Okay. I want to have been able to grab 2 of the 2 of the claws
fingers?
that are trying to stab and twist to lock them up for at least a moment. You know how like when they get too long, they're just too unwieldy.
I like that.
Yeah.
We'll say Polyhymnia is going to be hindered with any melee attack in their next round.
Great.
That's great. Which leaves the three of you to take another action here.
Since I'm there, is it okay if I go first? I'm
Oh,
gonna
please.
Yeah.
really quickly grab the monoblade and try and slice through this hand.
I love
there you
that.
go.
And try
Yeah.
and just take it out of the equation.
That's
Might seem to
fantastic,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, might seem to work last time. So I'm going to the raise from last time doesn't apply now because that the hat is now out of play.
Mhm.
Right. So
Okay.
you don't have
5
the,
down to
it's
4.
Base difficulty 5. Yep. Mhm.
Down to 4. Okay. I will expend effort out of my might pool. That seemed to work
Okay.
last time. Nope, 7. 7.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So you kind of kick your way off of the fingers that you had locked up and grab the kind of free floating blade, which you kind of you ride your own momentum into a sort of like a somersault to try and do like a spinning slash. And unfortunately, you're just a little too slow. You complete the somersault, but you did not make contact as they were able to retract their hand quickly enough to not take the blow. So Bunk and Berengaria. Berengaria, you've been trying to reach out through the communicator. There's a lot of static coming through. You don't know if the sort of core-like force field is also damping comms, or if this is just due to you being too far away from Calliope. You can't be sure at this point.
All right, it's time to change our approach then. I will equip my big stick with 2 hands.
Yeah.
And I start to
Yes.
whirlwind to build up momentum, and then I'll try to smack them right across the chassis.
Fantastic. Yeah, bonk them with a big stick if all else fails. This is going to
This
be
is the nat 20.
might or speed, difficulty 5. So base difficulty, you got to hit a 15 or higher.
All right, I will use 1 level of effort, 0 edge. Boom.
Oh!
Oh. No, okay.
You
I thought it was the
literally-
20. I thought it was the 20.
I was gonna lose my
Literally.
mind.
That's a
It's
It's like
12.
it's like you knew what number you were going to roll. Like, well, I'm going to roll a 12, so let's take
I
that
needed a
target number down
12,
to
so I rolled a
specifically
12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just did it. Magnificent. Yeah, describe the hit for me here. And it's a medium weapon, right? So it does 4 base damage?
Yes.
Okay,
so I begin to swing around trying to build momentum, and a trail of bubbles is more or less kind of whispering off of this large arch whalebone staff that I have. And for a brief moment, the coralite veins that are embedded throughout it, they begin to pulse with this soft sea blue color. And then it smashes against the chassis and leaves a pretty sizable dent in it.
Yeah, they are like thrown off balance from this. The chassis buckling slightly under the weight, which is like more than should be possible from just like the blunt force you were able to whip up. There's some kind of like, there's the initial impact, and then there's like this secondary impact from like a coralite discharge. They are able to absorb some of the damage because of their innate armor, but they still take 2 points.
I like to think that kind of like how a burn mark might leave a residue, there's just like these little crackles of brief coralite dust
Oh.
that flakes off and turns into ash.
Absolutely, that's so sick.
So, Adam,
Yes.
what's my long range penalty in this room?
So with your sniper rifle, if you're in immediate range, which you
I mean,
basically
I got
are-
thrown across the room. So,
That's true. So you could, I would say, as long as you're firing at least short range and you're not like in melee, which we can say that since you were pushed off, you're not. Then you don't take a hindrance to the attack.
oh, mama. Okay, yeah. So Berengaria used some momentum to whack Polyhymnia in my direction. As I was flying through the air, tried to grab my gun, which is floating away from me.
Yeah, no, you get like pushed away and it kind of comes loose, and you just kind of like twist in your mid fall here.
And
your momentum, of course, like slowed because of the buoyancy, and you just snatch it up.
And
twirl
because of the
around.
Matrix, yeah. And I believe there's a lovely vulnerable little hole in the back of the head, which is facing me now, and I'm gonna shoot right at that.
Ooh, yeah, no, there's like basically, I mean, I'm not gonna mince words here. It's like the battery charging plug, like in the back of the, Go for it. Take the shot. You got a little bullseye right there.
Perfect. Is anything lessened because there's a vulnerable point, or am I still at difficulty 5 here?
You don't have an ability that lets you like specifically target that for like, you don't have like eye for detail the way
Good
that
deal.
like, Subi does, so it's just still base 5.
I'm going to take it down to difficulty 4 and hope.
Okay, 12 or higher will get it.
Bunk never misses.
Oh, they do. They sure do.
No, we don't
They do
talk
miss.
about those times.
Yeah, those times don't, no, they're not real.
16.
16. Yes, absolutely. That would have succeeded on the difficulty 5. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this damage is its base damage on this is a heavy weapon, so 6, right?
It's a base damage of 6, yes.
Okay, so the armor eats 2 of that damage up. You still deal 4 points of damage. Polyhymnia takes a huge scoring blast. Describe what happens next here.
Oh, just it's fully opened the back plate on Polyhymnia's head. I would say potentially revealing some more systems we can goof around with if you'll allow it.
Yeah, basically what you've done is blow off the sort of this hard plate that protects more of the vulnerable systems at the base of the skull and the back of the neck.
Look like you're having a bad hair day, honey. Why don't you put on a hat?
Yeah, they're twitching here, kind of like a little uncontrollable here. Some kind of like motor servo is just going on the fritz.
Yeah. If I can put on my hat like Indiana Jones, I will do that.
Yeah. It comes floating over to you as you say your one-liner. You just put your hand up and stick it back on.
I feel good about this.
Polyhymnia, through the sort of like just involuntary like servo firing, just turns and faces you, Bunk. And they say, I initially found it highly improbable that so few individuals could be responsible for so many different seditious acts committed against the Empire, and in so short a span of time. However, permit me to indulge a hypothetical. If you were indeed involved in the Rapalia prison break, then could it be that one or more of you are in league with the escaped traitor K. Pollux? Do you respond at all, Vunk, or?
Why don't you put that big computer brain to use while you still got it, honey? We'll be done here soon.
Interesting. I will have to continue this line of questioning during interrogation. And they resume the attack specifically on you, Bunk, with a fury. You can see that their hands both like flip back, kind of detach a little bit, and out from the wrist, these thin, spiny, sort of like speckled needles that look strangely organic come like sticking out. And they're coming in and making an attack specifically on you with both of these. Bunk, I do need another speed defense roll, difficulty 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick my spurs and fly right towards them, keep them away from my friends. Speed difficulty 5, automatically lowered to 4, and I'll use effort to take it. I'm trained in speed defense. And then
yeah, so you're trained
and then one
without armor 3.
Yep, so I'll take it down to difficulty 3 if you don't mind with effort.
Okay, so between effort and your training, this is only a 9 or higher will succeed.
Come on, Bunk.
Ooh, 3.
All right, let's do it.
You intercept. You get this strange creeping sensation that this is an escalation of the threat, and you need to put yourself between whatever this is and your friends. You get the barrel of your sniper rifle up to kind of deflect the one hand, the other one adjusts and sticks right into your jaw.
Ooh.
It's not a deep wound, but you do immediately take 4 points of damage to your might pool.
All right.
And then I need you to also make a might defense roll, difficulty 5.
I'm not good at that. All right. I can't even use effort. It'll take me too low. All right. I guess I'm just going to try and make a miracle happen.
15 or higher.
7.
So on a 7, the lionfish spine seeps its venom into your bloodstream. You are now poisoned with the effect that You take an immediate 2 points of speed damage that ignores armor, and this will continue for each round until you see to this.
All right. So I'm down to 15 in my speed pool.
Okay. The poison has found its mark. The three of you have to make some kind of retaliatory effort here or figure out an alternative strategy. Calliope. At this point, you have been swimming along with this convoy, trying your very best to remain aloof and appear in command so as not to have people ask too many questions about who specifically you are and what you've been up to. The Cypher is starting to basically run out of juice here. You can feel like the sort of pulsing waves of voxels starting to kind of destabilize on your fingertips, and you have to basically keep smacking the actual unit on your chest very lightly to keep your the imagery from going on the fritz and removing the illusion from your hands and up your forearm. But you get close enough at this point that a faint voice kind of comes in over the static, and you can hear Berengaria calling out to you.
Calliope.
Before applying, I'm going to look at the sergeant and say, "Hey, I think I'm gonna swim from here. I got a few stops to make. Do you have any extra communicators by chance?"
Okay. Another quizzical look as you are conducting yourself very casually. This is no hindrance or anything, but this is another difficulty 3 intellect roll to see if you can just pass yourself off as yeah, this is a normal question.
Yeah. Okay, difficulty 3. I'm not gonna use effort, because I don't need it.
Oh!
No, you do not.
Oh my god.
On a 17. Incredible. Yeah. One of the person in the gunner's position, kind of arming the artillery sort of turret. Was oh yeah, no, absolutely. And they kind of just hit a couple of buttons on a panel. A little side thing kind of opens up, a little side chamber, and you can see that they kind of detach a sort of they kind of unclip this sort of magnetized rectangular communicator device and just kind of toss it across to you. You can snap onto that there. Yeah. And from there, they basically you just feed them a little bit more misinformation about specific districts or blocks where oh yeah, no, seditious activity reported at this corner, and they're off. They disperse, and you can go about your way.
Cool. Now I can keep a track on the Valthuran comps, but immediately I start zooming towards them. Not zooming real fast, but I'm gonna start swimming towards the oasis, and I say, "Hi, Berengaria, good news. I had a bit of a run-in with the Valthurans there, but Bahar and I secured some very choice weaponry, and I think we're going to be able to do this. How's everything over there?"
Help!
Oh.
Danger.
Oh, okay.
What's going on? Calliope's gonna pick up speed and.
Valthuran.
Yep, that'll do it.
Is bad.
There's very little that you can get through this. It's gonna take you, I'm gonna say, being generous for narrative's sake, the end of the next player's round. Not this one, but the end of the next one, you can show up. So for these three who are in the thick of it here, you all have your turn now. And I believe there actually is I may not have this exactly memorized. I believe there is a mechanic in Cypher System called the old 1-2-3, where if at least 3 people target the same creature, then it eases the difficulty of each attack.
Ah.
And Christian had a brilliant idea. Can I please propose something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
please
ahead.
do.
So you have a lightsaber scalpel. I have a gun that fires very small projectiles.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh,
If
dear Lord.
Berengaria can like whap this person really hard, to kind of like knock them off kilter, can I remove my core and fire Rasubi knife outstretched to lower the difficulty of this attack a little bit? Please let this happen. Please let me do
I'm
it.
scared for like putting a squirrel in a gun.
I took out the core light core. It's fine. It's
Oh,
just pure
okay.
propulsion. It's
I see.
fine.
So you're
I
just
don't
gonna
think that's
use-
how guns work.
I mean, yeah, no, that isn't exactly how this works.
How about this? To make it easier, the same principle. Give you the mono blade, but Berengaria and I distract by incapacitating, blinding in certain ways, just to give you even more of a chance to hit with the mono blade.
Okay, sure. If I can wield that thing because it's so little with speed, Adam, then yeah, I could get surgical with this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it basically like, like a butterfly knife.
I have an
Totally.
idea. So Berengaria drops the staff and then rushes over, swim over to the desk, picks up the chair, and will try to lion tamer kind of push Polyhymnia in a direction, trying to corral them towards a corner or towards the wall, essentially trying to limit the space that they can kill us.
Okay.
I like that.
So yeah, you're basically going to try and like gum up the works here and like remove their mobility and just kind of limit the way they can move by taking your old boss's office chair
Yeah.
and just like ramming it into them and like not to wound, but just to like inconvenience.
Yes.
I love this.
I like the idea that although it's quite heavy, Berengaria picks this specifically because she knows how sturdy it is.
Yeah.
As a
no, I
much
like that.
younger mermaid, there were days where she would swim around and under it and just kind of recline on it. Sometimes some of her classmates would join her, other lab mates as well, and they would just all sit on the chair giggling, and Anastas Koi would be swimming around trying to corral them, telling them not to touch things and to leave the office, and there's just a little pack of them frolicking around.
I love that.
The power of memories.
Memories.
Yeah.
Um.
So it's heavy
So
for
you-
2 reasons.
Okay. Here's how we'll resolve this. Just by taking this action at all, you are going to automatically distract Polyhymnia to the extent that they are going to be hindered for 1 round in their attacks. You are also going to draw the next attack.
Okay.
Oh heck. No.
It's all right. It's a big
yeah.
chair.
If-
I am. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
No. You can also. We're also going to make a roll here, which is, I'm going to say might difficulty 5. You're against a level 5 creature here. If you succeed on the roll, you also will ease all other rolls by your friends against this creature for the round.
Oh.
Regardless, their attack is going to be hindered by 1 step for 1 round, and they're going to target you.
Okay.
Interesting.
You said 5?
Difficulty 5. Yep.
All right. I will use some effort here.
Okay.
Berengaria, a part of Berengaria's flowy top rips as she's pulling and pushing, and yes, that's a 14.
Oh my gosh, yeah, expending the effort is just enough. You dig deep and you are able to not just kind of like take the heat here, not just be a nuisance. You're able to pin one of Polyhymnia's arms, kind of like you make the initial contact against the shoulder, and you just swim with all your might, kicking your tail fin as hard as you can, and you end up pinning their shoulder against the far wall. And you can see as like there's like this sparking and sizzling as the piece of the chair that's up against the coralite barrier is just kind of sizzling and popping against it. They now are still going to target you down. They're not going to be hindered as before, but also they're going to be easier to hit for everybody else by 1 step base.
I will not let you hurt my friends.
Unexpected.
That's a good quote. I'm going to go over to Bunk. Hand you the monoblade and go, you should aim for the core, and dart into Polyhymnia's face like a face hugger to prevent any sort of view and try so that Polyhymnia won't be able to react or like know what's coming or know what's being aimed at, to help Bunk make a tighter shot.
That's
Love
to
this.
help me out, Adam. Is that allowed? Can that be a thing?
I'm going to say this is going to be speed attack roll, not to deal damage, but it's going to be like to, again, obstruct or blind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be eased automatically by Berengaria's success. So it's base difficulty 4 speed roll.
Great. Okay. Base difficulty 4 speed roll. I don't think any of my other stuff. No, pickpocketing is not going to apply to this.
This is like extremely just gremlin energy.
This is just straight up. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm cool with that. I will apply a level of speed effort to this.
Okay.
Really draining that speed pool, but that's okay.
Same, I know.
Yeah.
Oh!
18.
Oh yes.
18.
Okay. That's incredible. Okay, so yeah, you succeed with aplomb. I'm gonna say that the combination here is more than the sum of its parts. The next attack on Polyhymnia is not going to be eased by just 1 step. It's not even eased by just 2 steps. These things in combination add up to easing by 3 steps.
Come on.
Polyhymnia is unable to, like, see past this just squirrel that has latched onto their face. They're being pinned. Their left half of their body is just pinned against the wall. Their chest chassis with the coralite sort of core behind the sort of defensive plate is just clear shot for the taking.
Did anyone else imagine Rasubi flying through the water and the song "Born to Be Wild" playing in the background?
Now I am.
Now I
am.
do. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
All right. Adam, this is a difficulty 3?
Well, no, actually. It's difficulty 5, 4, 3, 2. It starts at 2.
2. Yeah, I am going to use some effort to lower this to a difficulty 1, please. And that will remove 4 points from my speed because I'm heckin' poisoned.
Yeah, you do still take the 2 points of speed damage every turn.
It's fine. Difficulty 1 with this knife. I kick my spurs and I launch directly after Rasubi. It's like a 1-2. I'm immediately behind him. And I would like to stab with this little knife. Right in the coralite core. 15 for a success.
Yes,
Woo!
absolutely.
And I'm like twisting it in too.
Oh.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's gonna deal enough damage here that...
What if it explodes?
Can I please say a thing?
Oh, say a thing, please.
You want to know what a big glowy gem on your chest is? It's hubris. And I twist it a little bit further.
You get 1 extra point of bonus damage for that. And as the blade just digs deep into the core at the chest there, I'm gonna say that with that twist, the Cypher is going to be spent.
I'm just melting my hand.
Like it's basically going
the
into...
monoblade melts? Oh, yes.
The monoblade is starting to overheat while it's lodged into their chest chassis. They start just like rumbling as like the heat is being dispersed. You can see actually like the spreading out from the point of impact, like the white sort of like alloy of their chest is just starting to like discolor and like buckle in different ways as the heat is just overpowering. And immediately, I'm taking a GM intrusion.
Yes.
The coralite barrier encompassing the room falls, but as it does so, it is going to emit a pulse that immediately disables all coralite-powered weaponry.
Oh.
And you can hear from lower down in the administrative building the chatter and the din, the shouts, as backup is on the way. You've made enough commotion here that you've secured your escape. But each of you, I'm gonna say, this is for Bunk. Two points of XP for Bunk. You can give one to either Berengaria or Risubi, and then you need to basically figure out a way out now.
Because Risubi knew the back way in. I'm gonna give it to Risubi and say, "Lead the way, partner."
I'll look up. Is the vent that I came in still accessible? Can it possibly, even if it's tight, just enough to get everyone in there until the coast is clear? If not, then we are going.
It's a big building to filter.
Those vents though are, I mean, like a tiny creature easily. Even a smallish creature could do it. Maybe Bunk on a good day if you could squeeze, but like it's not feasible that especially in like short order, all three of you are not going to be able to fit into this space.
I've got big hips. Nope, that's not going to happen.
So, I mean, you can. I will say this much. If you were to basically like fly out the window,
I was gonna say that chair.
Yeah,
that chair might have to be our way out. Yeah,
sturdy of material and of memory.
Honestly, then,
can I just
if you
unlatch
give your
the
extra
window?
XP?
I mean, if you want to.
I feel like it'll be really loud if we throw a chair out the window.
I know we're here.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
I close the window and I latch it again. Go ahead, Bunk.
Okay.
We can just open the. I feel bad now.
Good, you should feel bad. I unlock it
Can you
again.
open it again?
Doesn't matter. We need to leave.
Right. Sorry.
It's all right.
Polyhymnia, you can see as all of you just kind of like, who's last in the room here? Who's holding open the window?
Oh, can I please be last?
Sure. So, Risubi, you can even jump back in Berengaria's purse since you can't move quite so fast.
Yeah.
And Berengaria, you just bolt out the window, full speed, full tilt.
Adam, I'm going to risk this speed. I douse the torch into the melting chassis.
Oh, I have to inform you of something.
Oh, did it blow up?
As you turn around after everyone has escaped, you can see Polyhymnia standing up.
It's a Terminator!
And just ripping the husk of the broken Cypher out of their chassis and tossing it to the side. Clearly heavily damaged, but very much still operational. As they just kind of, again, like servo going off, like their head just a little too crooked, completely stoic facial expression. Bunk.
Oh no.
Bunk.
It
starts closing the gamp with like the shattered eye, and you can see that its arm is limp still, and it's beginning to not form like another blade, but it's one still like a good hand that wasn't like pinned and broken and crumpled against the wall. Still like recedes, and it forms like a full-on like Samus Aran arm cannon, and it's just pointing it at you. So it's your move here. It's like you still have a round while they're debilitated.
No, I grab the spear of the Salamandrin. You're lucky this one ain't meant for you. And I jump out the window.
Yeah, perfect. I need all three of you to give me speed rolls here. This is just like a sprint check. Can you? I guess not Risubi so much. You can. You don't need to as you can try. Yeah, you can help. You can ease the task for Berengaria by one level.
Great.
This is going to be base difficulty 4.
Okay.
To see if you all can basically speed. And this is to try and sprint swim your way down into. Oh, you know what? Here's the roll for Risubi. This will be an intellect roll, also difficulty 4, to see if you can spy a good sort of like escape route that isn't just taking the main entrance out.
Oh, if
Right.
it's a difficulty 4, that means I need to re-roll, and that one was illegal.
That
and
was
doesn't
illegal.
count.
Not a real one.
Oh, because you marked it difficulty 3. You know what? That's fine. That's
yeah,
fine.
okay. I'm
Everybody
gonna
roll-
use
roll that 4.
gonna use effort.
I am too. So difficulty.
I passed.
Successes.
I got
Okay.
12.
12. Berengaria, that is a success as you apply effort to the speed task, and then from Bunk.
Oh, failed. I'm very
Oh.
poisoned.
Okay. You Bunk, for these 2 rounds now, I do need you to give 2 more might defense rolls here to shake off the poison.
Oh, maybe I'll get some
They're
speed
both
back.
still difficulty 5.
Ugh. All right, it's just luck. I
It's
can't
luck.
expend. Oh, not one.
Oh! Oh!
I'm dying.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Goof me
I'm-
up, Adam.
One more here, and then we'll do the GM intrusion.
All right. This is the nat 20 though, so
Yeah.
Can you imagine back
It's-
to back?
it's an 11.
Okay. So Risubi and Berengaria, you like Risubi, you're poking your head out of the purse as you're just like pointing. No, you 11 o'clock. You're like giving specific directions to get back to basically like a utility access point that would let you get back into the substructure. Berengaria, you move with all swiftness and you're able to evade not just capture, but no one else catches sight of you in time before you, with Risubi's guidance, slip back into the mechanical substructure, basically under the base of the domed campus. Bunk. I need one more might defense roll here.
I am not mighty. Difficulty 5?
But we
It's still
believe.
5.
You know what? I'll take that pool down to 3 and hope.
Okay. So
Difficulty.
4?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 12 or higher.
Come on, Buck.
Oh,
That's a failure.
that's a 9.
It wasn't meant to be.
Berengaria and Risubi, as Berengaria, you're catching your breath. You're back in the sort of like pipe systems here, the sort of utility pipes connecting, for maintenance teams. You're in like the shafts connecting the different buildings on campus. And it's only at this point that you realize, as you look behind you, Bunk is not with you. And Bunk, your vision very hazy. You kind of take a knee on the sort of loamy, sort of mossy campus floor, and you tilt and kind of fall onto your back here. Breathing is haggard. You're, definitely very labored, and you as you blink, you can't tell if you like are asleep for 5 minutes or if you've just blinked once. But when you open your eyes again, above you, with rifles pointed down, you are completely surrounded by a full fire team of Valthuran Marines.
With
That's where we're
the
going
only
to.
bit of strength I have in my arm, I just raise the salamandrian spear high and then the arm drops.
And we will take our break here.
Oh
What?
my god.
This is so
Oh,
much. This is so
shit.
much.
Actually, before we do that, real quick, Calliope. Calliope, let's make this a bit of a fate roll. Difficulty 5 speed task to see if you made it in time for your scanners to pick up what Bunk's silhouette projected through the layers of substrata as you're like swimming up from below. If you can see what's happening here or get a sense of what's going on.
I think this is the nat 20, right?
Probably, right?
That would
I
be
mean,
the
it's
moment.
not-
I'm gonna use effort. Because Berengaria sounded worrisome. 14.
Ooh, 14. 14.
Okay. So all at once, you're swimming with all speed, trying to. I mean, you once again, you're not like full on throwing your sort of like propulsion system into overdrive the way you did when you had to outrun a speeding metro train, but like
Right.
you're pushing the boundary. Your friends are in deep trouble. You do not catch sight of specifically what happened to Berengaria or Risubi as you pass up high enough to be within the sort of like threshold of sort of the academy campus. But you do see, as you kind of flip through different filters and you're scanning, frantically trying to catch sight of anybody, you can see the telltale silhouette of your reptilian friend surrounded by half a dozen Valthuran signatures. As they are apparently unconscious, transported elsewhere under custody.
Oh my god. The last cut is Calliope just looking straight up and just says, "Shit."
Yep. Okay, fantastic. And we are going to just call a break right here, and we'll be right back.
Please join us in a 5-minute break. Grab some water, grab a snack, do a little stretch, and we will be back here very soon. Be right back, everybody.
And we are back with more Brine and Blight. When we last left off, our dear friend Bunk succumbed somewhat to some lionfish quill poison and found themselves taken into custody by the Valthuran military to meet an uncertain fate. And we'll just have to deal with that when we deal with it. In the meantime, let's pick up with Risubi and Berengaria as they are meandering their way through the sort of maintenance shafts and the mechanical substructure of the Academy of Schoolmasters, having made good, at least for now, their escape from the clutches of Polyhymnia and their command of Valthuran Marines.
Risubi, I open the clamshell briefcase. I don't see Bunk anywhere.
I'll go to comms. Bunk, are you available? Where did you go?
Do I hear anything,
Yeah.
Adam?
You are, I'm going to say, as a result of that Nat 1 GM intrusion, rendered unconscious at this time.
Then there is no reply.
Do I hear this though?
Yes, this would be, I mean, unless you were doing a specific point-to-point, if you were keeping it on just like anyone on your specific like group frequency and range, Calliope could definitely hear it.
Were you all on the group chat?
Yeah, we're on group
I
chat.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll look after like a pause of no response. I'll look over at Berengaria. Just, oh no.
Calliope. Shh.
Hello?
Calliope.
Berengaria, where are you and Risubi? I'm here. I see Bunk. They're taking them.
Oh no.
Taking them where?
Presumably into custody. Are you escaping right now? Are you too hurt?
We are fine. I'll look at Berengaria up and down. Just like look how tired and haggard you look. I'll look at me. Fine is accurate.
We're in the tunnels.
The east side entrance is probably the east side grate is probably the closest to where we might be able to meet up. But you said you can see them taking Bunk.
Yes. Just a moment. I'm gonna get on the comms that I took from the officers.
Yep.
And I say,
Yeah.
found them. Circle around to the west side.
That's fantastic. This is going to be, under normal circumstances, a difficulty 2 intellect roll to deceive, eased by 2 steps because you are coming in through official channels. You do not have to roll.
Nice.
Immediately, you can watch through, within your scan radius, every single Valthuran military signature. Like you can see, like, okay, move out, and like they all started like fanning out towards the west end of campus, towards the side that kind of faces into the slopes of the oasis.
I get back on comms. I bought you some time. Adam, in my scan, did I see Bunk's gun?
All of Bunk's effects
Ah,
were taken into custody with them, yes.
Oh
However,
no!
I will say,
If
oh,
if they've taken Bunk, then does that mean that our communications are compromised?
Perhaps. It might be safest to remain off comms, but for now we should meet together, physically. Calliope, if you can make it to, and I'll describe a location where there's an entrance big enough for the three of us.
yeah, absolutely. You're making your way through basically like the water filtration subsystems, and you're doing the, like, you know, to use some Star Trek language, you're like crawling through Jeffrey's tubes, basically.
Yes.
To get, and you find your way to an access port on the underside of the east side of the campus, just in the shadow of the dome there, kind of, and you can see like beneath you the mostly untouched, mostly undeveloped, just kind of like slopes of the earthen spire of the oasis, kind of disappearing into the depths. But Calliope, you can definitely have kind of coordinated, you know, once you get within a certain range, you would be able to pick up on their the signatures. They're familiar to you. They're sort of like silhouettes, biosignatures, and you're able to, the three of you meet back up.
Yeah. Looking at the two of you, Calliope immediately starts turning their hands into big red like cylinders that are glowing for a heated massage, and I'm gonna use my little use my stuff. What's my stuff called? My healing touch.
Do the best I can. Yeah. So yeah, it's a
wow, what a pull.
Difficulty 2 intellect task twice, once for each of them, to see if you can. It's a 1d6 healing to their pools, right?
Yes.
1d6 plus something, or is it just a d6?
It's just a moment. It's 1d6.
Okay.
So the first one is I'm going to use effort for this because I don't play around when it comes to healing my friends. That's 1.
Okay, that's a success.
And that's 2 successes. And a 19.
On a 19, I think that for this particular ability, I'm going to treat it similarly to like weapon damage. On a 19, you heal 3 additional to whatever you roll.
Wow.
Perfect. Okay.
I think you can take that because your pool's total is lower than mine.
So yeah, roll a d6 here for Risubi, and then a d6 plus 3 for Berengaria.
So there's your Subis.
Sweet.
1.
1.
You get a point back to one of your pools.
Done better. I've done better.
I'm gonna say that what you described was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna superheat some cylinder hands and do like a full-on massage. Like, this is a tiny squirrel, so like
tiny squirrel.
You're just a light punch. Like.
Yeah, it's like, like you err on the side of caution and just mildly soothe. 6 points back to Berengaria's pools.
Wow. Berengaria's just like, yeah, a little more to the right, yeah. Falls asleep.
Wake up.
I'm gonna take during this whole time I'm gonna take 2 recovery rolls in action in 10 minutes of like
Perfect.
Just squirrel stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you definitely have the time to do that up through the 10-minute roll.
I would also like to do recovery rolls, but I'm just leaning back into the massage guns.
Fantastic.
While Risubi is doing squirrel stretching, Calliope is going to ask,
I will sploot.
What happened? How did they know you were here?
Oh, no. They have created an iteration upon your model, Calliope. One that is created to hurt people. They talk like you and sound like you and resemble your frame.
And this is who hurt you?
They go by polyhymnia. I'll also repeat the number. It was like 6261 or something like that. Oh, 06.
It's VNO 6126.
I was close. I got the numbers. Yeah.
Calliope just goes silent, and the massage is not as good for a second. And they just say, I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. We're just glad that you're okay.
This wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't even supposed to exist. And now look. Okay, we can figure this out. I just need to think.
Agreed. They currently have bunk.
In the academy. I think my old stuff is here. We might have a short window of time to go get a few things, if that's all right.
Yeah, yes, your Fresney might be around here somewhere. I definitely think we shouldn't take too much time, though. Once they have bunk in a secure facility, they're not going to let them out.
You're right. We need to go fast. Follow me. Calliope is going to peek out and is going to head, funnily enough, back to right next to Berengaria's office.
Ooh.
Interesting.
As you move, you see that the Valthuran presence here is mostly retreating. They have done what sweeps they wanted to do while were capable of doing in a short time after you all went to ground. But they have a priority target in their custody, and their proprietary naval ordnance android is severely damaged. So they've pulled back, and actually, as you kind of pop your head out from the sort of maintenance subtunnels, Calliope, and kind of like scan the surroundings, you can see in the distance the silhouette of a large submarine, military submarine of Barracuda class, just starting to rise up, and it seems to be on a course towards docking up in the main docking ring of the Ostara complex.
Okay. Calliope's going to zoom through the halls and call back to their friends. Find you Fresney. And let me know on the comm. Never mind, no comms. I'm gonna meet up with you, but keep an eye on the skyline and see if they already have bunk and they're bringing them up to the submarine. We have to make sure that doesn't happen.
All right.
Understood.
What I am looking for, I like to imagine that in the academy, there's what was once a janitor's closet next to Berengaria's office, sort of became Calliope's little station for a while.
Okay.
So there's different medical devices that fit into the chassis. I'm looking for a projectile syringe applicator. would have been useful with aggressive sharks.
Oh yeah, no, love that. You're looking to be able to accomplish your healing touch ability at range.
Yes.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
Adam sees right through you.
The Gendo thing.
Let's say this will be you're going to be searching through, over a month of accrued clutter. It's been a long time since you've been back to the academy. I mean, it's been several weeks since Berengaria had to flee this place after the flash grenade incident. So I'm going to say this is difficulty 6 intellect task to search. This is less reflective of your ability to find something and more a luck roll to determine whether or not it's here.
Difficulty 6. Could I take it down with perception?
You know what? Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
perception skill?
you'd be able to cut through clutter really easily.
Okay.
There's ever
And-
time.
And what if I scanned? Can I take it down
Danny.
to 4?
Scan is an active ability.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh no, what I'm saying is
Oh,
honestly, that would count as. Yeah, I could ease that as an asset. That would be both assets, which is kind of like the max you can apply to a roll. So it's
so 4.
take to difficulty 4. Mhm.
Danny.
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 I'm using effort here, Danny.
Danny.
Oh, wait, applying effort. Okay, taking it to
Mhm.
3,
Ah!
and oh, the Danny taketh away.
Take it away.
You, to the best of your ability, scour this space that you used to make use of. Anything and everything that was yours or that you had made use of has been removed or repurposed. You are not going to be able to find the particular sort of proprietary medical device that you're looking for.
Calliope's getting really frustrated and throwing around mops and cleaning supplies. They're just like, no. And they get really mad and just break a mop against the wall. Just swing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Splinters. When this happens, no one's around to see this, but the eye starts blinking red, and you just hear beep, 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 warning, heightened aggression.
Oh, sick.
Oh.
Calliope takes a deep breath and swims back to Berengaria and Rasubi and says, I couldn't find it. They threw out my stuff. So, we just have to do this the old school way. I need to be able to heal Bunk. I think in my scan I picked up on some sort of substance or poison.
A cruel tactic of polyhymnia.
Polyhymnia. How far are we?
Oh, sorry. I wanted to see if you had any additional information from your scan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Difficulty 5 intellect task. Just, see if you could identify the poison.
Okay. Difficulty 5. Does medicine take it down to 4?
Medicine does. It is a medical, related task.
Hey, Danny.
Danny!
Oh,
Look here.
Danny!
We're buds. We're friends.
Danny!
Oh!
19!
Thanks, Danny.
19.
I'm gonna thank you for all good rolls from now on.
Thank you so much, Danny.
Oh, I have it.
You were able to identify it even at distance as they were dragging Bunk away and stowing all of their effects in different sort of vacuum sealed canisters and just
You know they're not
criminal
cataloging it
evidence.
well.
Oh no, it's all
I'm
just
gonna lose
thrown
all
in
my
an It's gonna get thrown in an evidence locker, and you might never see it again. That is a particularly potent venom from a subspecies of lionfish. It is not typical Valthuran tactics. This is uniquely cruel and uniquely effective, especially if you do not wish the cause of death to be obvious.
Whoa.
In fact, that when you would know based on kind of cross-referencing the medical databases you have access to, just in your onboard memory, this particular venom, when it is lethal, can look like it caused a natural sort of cardiac arrest, implying that, in fact, this step-sibling of yours may, in fact, be the assassin of Dean and Koi.
Crap. Having pieced that all together in their head, Calliope looks at Berengaria and then just looks really frazzled and looks away and says, "We should go."
All right. We'll follow your lead.
If I do a... Oh, I guess I might have to use... no, I shouldn't.
What are you thinking?
I was gonna say I might have to use my other Cypher, but
okay.
I want Jay to have that one.
Okay, no, like don't feel obligated to but again, ciphers are going to be a much more frequent thing now that we're getting into like the thick of things. So don't feel like you have to hold on to them to the perfect moment, but also if you have specific narrative designs for them, I definitely want you to prioritize that what you think would be coolest for the story.
I will open my clamshell briefcase, reach in, rummage around, and pull something out. It looks like a little conch shell, and it's got little holes in it. And I will blow on it, and you see little bubbles come out, and it doesn't make a sound. Calliope might hear this. Oh, I don't know how squirrel hearing works either. It's a dog whistle for Frisbee.
Oh my god, yeah, no, Frisbee's gonna come a-calling, and I'm gonna... Hold on.
I was gonna say I'm googling it right now too.
Squirrel facts.
How well do squirrels hear?
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say we're gonna make this. Yes.
And I hate it.
You do
no.
hear it, and you absolutely like involuntarily do.
I shut the clamshell.
You get that weird instinct to just like have one of your hind legs start scratching.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You really want to get at your
That's
ear
so
real bad.
uncomfortable. I look so guilty, but I still keep blowing.
Yeah, like like you feel bad about it, and Frisbee, yeah, sure enough, after I'm gonna say like 8-9 minutes, just comes just jolly as you like, completely blithe and oblivious to any of the bad things that have happened in the world ever. Just big grin, teeth all just kind of janky in different directions, and just starts.
Okay, a quick
swirling
cuddle.
around you.
All right. I wanted to bring Frisbee just in case we could use some backup. Frisbee is a very good scout and a very good distraction. Yes, I know. Down, boy. Down.
That actually might be a good idea. If Frisbee can scout out the direction they're taking Bunk, we can intercept them.
Okay.
He's faster than us.
Frisbee, do you remember Bunk? You remember playing with Bunk? Right? I need you to go.
Frisbee just kind of takes a second, just really squints, and then just like takes one of his little tiny fins and goes like.
Hey, think really hard. Yes, so Bunk, I need you to find them. Go.
And just takes off.
I love them so much.
They are going to, you can roll for this too. It's going to, that's interesting. What is specifically is Frisbee tracking here? It's got a great sense of smell.
Understands the cowboy aesthetic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gets the brooding.
Frisbee can track tragic backstories.
Yes. You know, fallen
Just
royalty.
circles around us.
Oh no.
Just
Singles
never
here.
leaves. Yeah.
Go find that cowboy hat. You know, it's there somewhere. Yes, essentially bunk smell. Bunk
Yeah.
Bunkness.
Okay.
stunk.
This is going to be pretty difficult.
Bunk skunk.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you for laughing.
It's good.
That's great. I love it. This is going to be an intimidatingly difficult task. This is going to be base difficulty 6. And I'm going to say this is going to be, weirdly, since it's kind of the equivalent of almost like a constitution-based ability, if we're going by D&D rules, like, yeah, like this is got a good sniffer. It's something about their physiology. This will be a level 6 might task to see if their physical senses are keen enough.
Wait,
Those olfactory gains.
I have to try this. Hey Adam.
Yeah, huh?
Having read the Cypher rulebook,
Oh, please.
Oh, I love how this is starting.
there are player intrusions worth
Oh.
1 XP. There is an intrusion called Inexplicably Unbroken. Now, the wording for that is an inactive, ruined, or presumed destroyed device temporarily activates and performs a useful function relevant to the situation. This is enough to buy you some time for a better solution. Now, would you, because it's cool, let me use this on a non-literal cipher to renew a non-literal narrative cipher?
What's
Keep in mind,
happening?
it's really cool.
What is it?
I feel like it would be so much. I'd be so much more likely to say hell yeah if you just told me specifically what you want to spend an experience.
I
point.
want to
Gus
use
This is
lost.
kind of fun though, right?
I wanna
Just
use-
an air of mystery.
Adam, why don't you guess what we want to do? And then we'll tell you if you're right.
I'd give it up. Like I've gone to McDonald's.
You gave us a very specific cipher
Hmm.
back when we were doing the heist, and
Uh-huh,
it wasn't like a real thing in the world.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to spend an experience point to get another use of that cipher?
Of the flashback cipher, yes.
Yeah. Depending on what you want to do with it, I think that this could be the sort of thing where you can spend an experience point on a player intrusion that's like just you're making a narrative choice. I think that's a cool idea.
Okay.
So how effective do you think this is going to be? Just like hit me with it. Like you know what? I'm gonna say yes preemptively, and if you start getting real like shenanigans about it, then I might have to be
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay.
You like it. You like it.
Okay. Oh, I do. You know what? You're right. I love it.
Selling it.
Confidence.
You'll love this.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna put on a
Flash-
little mischievous music, and you're gonna expend experience point, and you're going to use a flashback at me. Go for it.
Actually, give me something emotional. Give me an emotional.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Should I put bunk on the screen for this?
Z's
No,
driving
not
at this point.
actually. No, actually no.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're gonna do a little bit of foreboding and wistful.
hmm This
I
is
love
back
that
at the
set.
clam, not that long ago.
Love these vibes.
Calliope is walking around passing out food, and talking with the little terrapin kid about what it means to be a doctor and how to help people. And I think at some point in the discussion, the little terrapin kid hands Calliope a little gift. The necklace that Bunk dropped in Berengaria's hand, which Berengaria...
I found this, it rolled under where we were gonna put our little sleeping bag.
Damn. Good.
Calliope takes it. Oh, this is Bunk's. Oh, thank you.
I'm a particularly good finder.
You're a very good finder.
Heck yeah.
And with that,
we will return. Remarkable. You know what? I do love that. You don't even have to expend an experience point on that. What are you talking about? You didn't you just got your hands on a this isn't a weapon. You haven't gotten your hands on a thing that's gonna alter like a roll. What you have is an object of sentimental value that, frankly, yeah, I like it better that somebody has this. So yeah, tell me what you do with this.
I say, Berengaria, I think, I'm not going to be the one to give this to you, but it might be useful right now. Calliope is going to hold it out for her frisbee to sniff.
Oh, hell yes. It starts trying to lick it and bite it. You're gonna have to pull it away.
I look very confused because I was not conscious when I was given this. And I was like, is that pepper? What is that?
This will ease by 2 steps what would have been a difficulty 6 roll. Go ahead and roll a difficulty 4 roll, might task from Frisbee.
Right, here we go. Frisbee, activate sniffer. Yeah, that's a 6.
Now you can expend that experience point if you want.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll expend the XP here. So I see that Frisbee is just kind of just happy to be here with us, just kind of jumping up on Rasubi, giving Rasubi a big ol' sniff. I go, grabbing just hands on cheeks of Frisbee. I'm like, Frisbee, there's time to play later. You need to focus, all right, buddy? My friend Bunk is out there, and I don't know what's gonna happen to them. Please. Focus! And I'll reroll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's an 18.
Oh, yes. Go.
Oh, that's incredible. That would have succeeded on the full 6. That's wild. Okay.
Love it.
Frisbee feels the intensity in your voice and in your expression, and for the first time in a long time, I think maybe for the first time ever, understands the concept of stakes.
Steaks as in well done, medium rare.
Beef?
No. They've understood that concept for a very
True.
Different steaks.
Yeah. And yeah, they just kind of they do a little Hanna-Barbera, where they stay in place and just wiggle their tail fin back and forth for a really long time, like they're charging up, and then they take off.
Nice.
In a with renewed vigor.
Okay. After that, Calliope is just looking at the necklace and says, I'm glad Bunk met you.
Bunk.
Hiya.
You are going to... You wake up slowly, groggy, splitting headache, a lot of tingling in your extremities, but the pain, the searing pain, gone. you find that you're not physically restrained by like shackles or manacles, but you are in the brig of a vessel, a rather large one, given just the dimensions that you're dealing with here. In place of bars, of course, there is a completely transparent coralite force field. Outside, you can see, standing on the far side of this dark room by the sort of access corridor, a single Valthuran Marine standing guard who does not even seem to pay you any mind as you groggily come to.
Where am I? Hey. What's a fellow got to do to call their advocate?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Oh, very good. You can understand that you occupy physical space and you're the only other one in this room. Yeah.
That's just interesting to me because that's rather presumptuous.
What?
You're in no position to be asking questions of anybody. And I'm in no mood.
Position? Wow, that's 3 whole syllables. You tired now?
I'm tired. Oh yeah, no, I'm exhausted. I am beat.
Why don't you come over here and rest your head a little? Ah, damn it!
Uh-huh. You're welcome, by the way, for applying the anti-venom that saved your life. Turns out somebody, topside, didn't want you dead in a ditch. Somebody wants to look you in the eyes before they take you out.
Then why don't you get me there all the quicker? I'd love to meet their eyes too.
Well, fortunately for you and unfortunately for me, I've been subject to a recent demotion, which means I'm also in no position to be making those kinds of demands of my superiors. So how
I
about
couldn't.
this?
What? We're gonna bargain? Does one of these outcomes get
How
me
about
out of
you
here?
Keep your mouth shut. And we both enjoy a quiet ride up to Ostara together. How about that?
Oh my god. How about we take down the force field and see if you talk so big?
Yo.
You caught me on a real bad day, you know that? Salamander freak, do you think that You know what? Fine, you want me to run out the flagpole? I'll do it.
It's good to feel useful, especially after you've been demoted.
And hand was kind of hovering over his sidearm for a while there, but he just kind of like pounds his fist on the sort of the door access panel. Door slides open and he storms out. It's like, oh, you're gonna regret this.
That's what I thought, coward!
You're left alone for several minutes.
Slams fist on the core like, God damn it.
Oh, it's a powerful repulsion field.
Yeah, I get just launched across the cell.
Like you slam your fist on the coralite barrier and are flung back into the far wall. And as you're nursing your wounds and the headache is still pounding after quite a while, longer than you think you probably should be left unattended, the door opens again and in walks... I mean, he's a man with the look of, like, a general's general, you know? Steely eyes under these, like, big, bushy eyebrows and real set jaw. An older human man. Looks like his fighting years are behind him. There's a shrewdness and an utter lack of remorse in his expression. You can tell from the insignia on his uniform that... he actually does not bear an active military rank. but instead a government position.
Oh boy. Okay.
You're the one that set my android on the fritz, are you?
Sorry about that. I'm all thumbs. I was just trying to get a little bit of extra tech from an empty office. I didn't mean to break your toy.
All it's been able to say since we recovered it from the scene of your playtime is the word bunk over and over and over again. I take it this is your name?
It's a funny sort of name for a fella, don't you think?
Well,
But yeah,
for me,
my name's Bunk.
my name is
Bunk is-
Defense Minister Ormond Rain.
Ormond. Your mama really hates you, huh?
You had the distinct pleasure of waking to the tender loving care of perhaps my subordinate with the shortest fuse. You will find that I am far less simple to provoke.
So why don't you cut to the chase then? You can't make me angry and you can't hurt me in a way that matters. So why don't you say what you want to say? And then I'll be walking out of here.
I was able to glean from VNO 6126 that you were an adversary of considerable skill, and that you were in the company of several others.
No, sir, I worked alone.
This is not an interrogation. Believe me, you will know when the interrogation has begun.
Oh, I'm very afraid.
I am acting under direct orders from Viceroy Cadmus Kairulas.
Sorry.
Very easily amused, aren't you? I am
Only by Cadmus Kairulas.
It is not typical procedure that a prisoner is to be brought before the Viceroy. Or the Prince, for that matter. So, Bunk, you will have the distinct honor of my company, because I find you fascinating.
And how about you lower the shield? And I can be mighty interesting for you.
I will lower the force field the moment that we are docked and you have been neutralized.
What, are you gonna jab me with more poison? Was it
No.
Ormond? Orville?
Defense Minister Rain will do just fine. I am also the acting captain of the HMS Ionin. So, you could refer to me as captain, or minister, or you can be silent, and those are your options. Or you could tell me what your real name is.
My name is Bunk. It's what I do, and what I do is what I am. Because I, sir, am my battle, and you are in my way.
As I said, you are not required to respond at this time. You will be made very well aware when the interrogation has begun.
And he takes a seat across from you and just stares at you in silence for the next however long, as the HMS Ionin, the Barracuda-class submarine, makes the slow approach, taxiing in towards the docking ring of the Ostara complex. As for the rest of you, what is your immediate course of action while you're waiting for Frisbee to return with perhaps the fruits of any particular search. You do have in your possession, Berengaria, the data rod containing all of the incriminating information and secure intelligence that was gathered by Anastas Koi before his assassination. It includes full details on all of the security credentials one would need to either have or forge in order to gain access to the Ostara station. You also have a complete manifest of all scheduled departures and arrivals at the docking ring of Ostara for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, Calliope, while we wait, I have this very interesting piece of technology that I should show you. And I will...
Listen, me too.
Yeah. Just have it around.
Discard 7.
Yes, so essentially I will get Calliope up to speed, sharing all the information that we discovered as the data was presented to us.
Which, as a sort of refresher here, Calliope, you will learn that Anastas Koi was, while posing as the loyal little toady for the occupation government, secretly acquiring whatever secrets he could and passing them off to a spy from Doravesia, which is a nation across the sea from Valthur and a long-time sort of political and military rival. In fact, the Doravesians were the people that your small band were frequently, just the knee-jerk reaction was to assume that you were in league with them, because anyone who's against Valthur must be allied with Doravesia. Well, it turns out in Anastas Koi's case, he literally was. And what he was trying to gain from it was sanctuary outside of occupied Sonaspar for both himself and for the people he cared about. Chief among them was Berengaria. He was, in fact, trying to secure you passage out of here. He also was able to get his hands on things like the complete design schematics of the Hammerhead mechs, which you have access to.
Are we... So I'm assuming we're moving away from the academy, but... Calliope does say... that's why they sent Polyhymnia after Anastas Koi. I'm so sorry. It was my sibling. It was my sibling who did it.
You might have come from the same place, Calliope, but I don't think there's anything else that you can compare the two of you to. Whatever we fought in that office, a completely different being. Completely separate.
Hope so. But I feel like they're my responsibility. I think I need to talk to them. I don't know. In the meantime, though, looking over the design schematics of the Hammerhead, do I know currently the positions of all nearby search squadrons?
You would, at this time, not have exact positions like noted. You don't have that wide of a scan radius, but you would be able to maneuver yourself, Berengaria and Rasubi, pretty much anywhere in the city at this point. If you're not under active pursuit, you would be able to flag any targets well before they could see you. So you basically assume that you have free movement throughout the city at this point, to try and find some place to maybe set down some kind of temporary safe house or something. You don't have to worry about making rolls just to kind of move about.
I will say, Musubi, I can get you a hammerhead if you like.
That would be useful. They are very powerful machines, and I could learn a lot from them. The information on that device, it is valuable, and it is information that the Valthurans do not want getting out. Shall we take a page out of Bunk's book and disseminate said information? Sow chaos among their ranks while we help our friend.
It'd be good.
Could be fun.
Anything to ruin their day.
When they are off balance, they are prone to making mistakes, and that is where we shall strike.
We can slow them down if we have help here on the ground. Any ideas?
They've got like an internet, right?
You would have, there would be like computer system databases, like hardwired. Yeah, you'd be able to like, there'd be like a Valthuran network, and then there would be like a civilian network.
Yeah, the fish wide web.
Oh my god, the Dragnet.
The kelp.
The
forest.
Dragnet.
So yeah, that's I think that's something that we should like. That's something that
You're just gonna like take military secrets and just post them on like fish Reddit.
Yeah.
And,
Give them to the anarchists.
yeah
yeah.
Jetsam and Company would be
Oh,
good.
do you want to see if you can like? Yeah, that would be really fun if you want to try and use that as like basically casting a line of sorts to see if you can get some attention from from Jetsam and the cast-offs. That could be good. Okay.
And then
That'll
we
take
figure
some
out.
time.
Yeah, that'll be like something that happens between episodes, I think. But at the moment, I think Risubi is taking stuff out of Berengaria's clamshell thing and trying to make tools that will manipulate like electronics, you know, just
You basically
until
want
like
to you want to basically create like hacking tools or like
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And
That's fun.
like slicing to like in Star Wars slicing, you know.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, basically you want to be able to have a device such that if you were to come upon any piece of Valthuran technology or a terminal or something, you could basically like jam this thing into like a port and just start like downloading or uploading.
Berengaria's
Okay.
like looking down into the clamshell briefcase. Oh, that's a tiny power saw. I've never seen one of those before. I wonder where you got it.
I've never seen it before. It's this is
I'll also roll for it just to make sure, like, see how effective this will be. But other than that, that's
I will
all I'm
say
doing.
that's fun. Make a d20 roll, right? And if you want to add effort to it or something like that, or your mechanical knowledge, just add 3 for effort or add 3 for. This is going to be an additive roll. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then whatever number you get, the highest number task that would succeed on will be the task that we say that level of success you have. So,
This is how I get my ciphers now. Sure. I'll apply effort and apply as mechanical knowledge to this.
sure. So go ahead and add. So it's a d20 plus 6.
Can I add assistance too because I also have a mechanical repair skill, and I could be reading out the hammerhead schematics at the same time.
Yeah.
d20 plus 9. Go for it.
6, 15.
15.
That's a 5. That's level 5.
Level 5. So you are going to create a level 5 manifest cipher. Yeah. A level 5 manifest machine control.
Ooh.
The effect is thus. It splits into 2 pieces, one affixed to a device and then one you keep on yourself. You can then use your end of that device to remotely control any mechanical device of the level or lower of the Cypher, bidding it to do anything that it could do normally. So you can basically hijack any piece of Valthuran tech, weapons or otherwise, that's level 5 or lower.
Sweet.
With this.
I love this. This is great.
Berengaria's like watching and she's like, oh, those are my favorite jelly pens. Oh, well, all right. Just to let you know, when you use whatever you're using, it's gonna squirt out some strawberry ink. So be ready for that.
Might
It's
be
just
peering over the
anytime
top.
used its strawberry ink on the squirrel's paws.
Might be peering over the top, like is like, and reaches in and pulls out a spare finger that's like a Calliope finger and just replaces one.
Incredible. Yeah, no, you just have like it's like pen nibs. You just literally like remove one and like, attach the new one. You got a fresh pinky. So yeah,
Yep.
for Risubi, that
It's just-
also the effect on that cipher once activated is 10 minutes per cipher level, so 50 minutes. You'd have 50
Great.
minutes of control of any level 5 piece of tech or lower.
Wow. Okay. And I'll just.
This is-
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just making a silly joke. Please keep doing the plot.
Berengaria, you have a very useful set of tools in this clutch.
Thank you. I try very hard in collecting what I think will be very useful in the future. We're like sitting like on a bench or something. I just like pick up a whole starfish and just put it in there.
Yeah. You realize now, Calliope, that like maybe half of the stuff that you thought was tossed out of your old workspace was just picked up by Berengaria absent-mindedly and tossed into like a lot of your old pieces of just like loose tech.
Is that my charger?
No, that's my charger now.
Ah. I'm sure that'll be useful for you later.
You can borrow it if you need.
That's okay. I'm good on battery.
Adam, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Mind comms range? I don't know if they've shut them off or not, but if
You're on the very edge of comms range, I would say do whatever you'd like to do here within the full knowledge that the captain of this vessel and the defense minister of the Valthuran occupation is sitting right across from you, staring at you.
I love this.
you all just hear over your ears, if you have them turned on. Shh. What's the matter, Captain? They look singing on Ostara? Come on, join me.
That is Bunk.
That's Bunk.
Bunk, are you there? Can you describe where you are?
Come on, Captain. This old tin can could use some more music. They don't like singing topside?
They cannot communicate with us and are trying to give us clues as to what their whereabouts and the best they can.
They're headed topside.
They're already in the submarine.
No, right now, Bunk, like, in order to continue doing this without, like, even what you've done already will require a stealth roll.
Sure.
But it's going to be basically like a deception. So go ahead and make an intellect task. This is going to be, I would say, given that you have it would be base difficulty 5, given, like, the sort of capabilities of the person in front of you to see through bullshit. But you do have a mostly invisible earpiece, so I'll count that as an asset, taking it down to 4.
Yeah, and just with legerdemain, I think I can pretty sleight of handy, like, make it look so I'm not doing what I'm doing.
That's
That's
that's what I'm saying. Like, because
gotcha.
Like, it's not visible. It's like embedded like into your sort of like reptilian little ear, and you can,
my ear holes. Yeah.
little ear hole, and you can use legerdemain to activate it without a roll, with no one being able to see it. So, but
Difficulty
in order for
4?
what you're-
Okay.
Yeah, this is difficulty 4 for him to not pick up on what you're doing.
I'm going to use effort as well. which is really going to hurt him in 2 now, but let's take it down to 3 if you don't mind.
Okay, 9 or higher.
Matere.
Done.
That's a
Yes.
10.
10.
Woo,
Woo,
there
just.
we are. 10 succeeds. He just keeps staring at you, like not breaking eye contact at all, completely stony faced.
You don't want to look so glum when we go see Cadmus. Come on, sing along with me.
And it's at this point that like that last sentence kind of cuts out here and there, but you do get the gist of it. Wherever they're going to see the Viceroy himself.
Calliope gets on comms and just says, "We hear you, Bunk. We're coming."
You just hear like the song kind of like petering out until it cuts away before it can cadence.
That's the last you hear of Bunk.
We know, sorry, we would know that they, when not doing like public appearances and stuff, they'd be up in the complex, right?
Yeah. All of the human sort of Valthuran ministers of the occupation, they have their quarters and their offices up in the Ostara complex. And in fact, around this time, Frisbee comes back with a singed nose.
Oh. I take a finger and I swipe at it and I sniff it, I lick it.
You know how things work around here well enough to know what happened.
Okay.
Frisbee tried to follow his nose, and they went up towards the Ostara complex in the trail, basically in the wake of the submarine, and hit the defense grid. There's a net of tiny drones, basically, that if you do not have security clearance, you cannot swim any closer to the complex, or else they will basically turn into effectively an electric fence.
Oh, Frisbee. And I will clean
He
his
doesn't seem bothered.
nose.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
I will
Like,
relay to the party. That's where he's been. Can't get past that without clearance.
Well, I believe it's... Sorry. Well, we're going to have to.
and we're going to return to a different moment. We're going to return actually all the way up past the C-Tram Express lines and up past the telescreens of the downtown hub and past the frames of the tide scrapers and all the way to the top of the waves. We're returning to the Ostara complex, to a moment that we left hanging, where the prince, in conversation with Viceroy Cadmus Kyrulis, said,
If you want to be useful, then it's high time the people see me winning again. Have that new android of yours bring me someone worthy of public execution. Won't you, Cadmus? I should think it would be a delightful companion piece to this opera that you keep prattling on about.
and the Viceroy, in his low bow, says,
As you command, my prince. Bring them in.
and Bunk, you are escorted back to a familiar sight, the pearlescent throne of the Sonaspari Crown Prince. Several armed Valthuran Marines just barring the door behind you, weapons free.
I believe, Your Majesty, that you are well acquainted with this one. Isn't that right? Don't you have anything to say for yourself? Go on. Let's have a smile.
Bunk smiles and licks their lips with their blue tongue. Urati?
Urati stands up and like takes to his feet for the first time all day.
Ever.
He stops lounging and starts slowly pacing over towards you.
Cyprian Salamandrin, you bastard.
It's funny. That's just what your brother said before I pulled the trigger.
And yeah, you are like wrists bound behind you. Urati just moves right up and just backhands you across the face.
You will, finally. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're alive, Cyprian. I'm so happy. Make ready those preparations, Cadmus. Oh, we're going to have a night to remember. I'm going to take you out one last time, Cyprian. You and me on the town. You like opera, Cyprian? I'm going to teach you a little culture.
I'm sorry, Urati, I didn't feel that last one. How about you try it again? Make your daddy proud for the first time. I lean my cheek towards him.
Urati is all too happy to oblige, backhand up, and Cadmus just grabs him by the wrist. Your Majesty, all in good time. You wanted a public execution. That is exactly what you will get. After the triumphant final number of La Belle and Volante. For everyone to see. Unity. At any cost. I shall make the announcement forthwith. Risuvi, Calliope, Berengaria, Bahari, Rhoda, everyone. The next day, top story. Marabas today repeats on Marabas tonight on all of the telescreen billboards downtown. Renegade prince and war criminal Cyprian Salamandrin to face public execution at the Maris Stella Opera House in 3 days' time. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Oh my
Oh, God.
That was cool.
Oh no.
I guess the cat's out of the bag now.
Bug has ice in their veins. Holy shit.
For the crimes of regicide.
There's some regicide, yeah, there's some regicide.
Just a little bit,
little
just
bit
a little
of
tiny bit,
regicide.
just kind of sprinkled in there.
High treason.
One might argue they also did a regicide, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how this all shakes out as we
Hell
begin,
yeah.
as we begin the final leg here. We begin our finale.
Oh my God. Oh. Well,
I'll see you all next week at A Night at the Opera.
yes. Thank you so much, Adam. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for another wonderful episode of Brine Blight. As we button up here, we're going to remind you of who we are, where you can find us, and please share with us your favorite part of today's episode. And we'll start off with Christian.
Hi everyone, my name is Christian, better known as Kappa in most online spaces. You can find me on Twitter at the Kappa Chris. All my projects, if you like what you saw today, that's probably the best place to be. My favorite part, holy shit, not gonna lie, Adam, it was, you like opera? That was cool. I love when villains get just a little bit unhinged. Oh my god, this was a cool session. If you like what you saw today, I do stuff elsewhere. Right now, I'm going to plug the next installment in the Sina Una intellectual property. The adventure is written right now. I don't know how much I can say. I've written the adventure. I'll just say that right now. I've done the adventuring writing, and the process to turn it into a real book is continuing. So I think we've advertised to the end of this year. Look out for Tales from Sina Una. I'm very proud of that. It is a adventure book companion to 5e and other systems, set in pre-colonial Philippines and the mythologies that are very near and dear to my history and my identity. So I'm pretty excited about that. Look out for that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Z.
Hi, I'm Z or Zach. You can find me on Twitter at ZachDevs. Today I've been playing Calliope. What was my favorite part? There's a lot. I think it's maybe just every time Bunk spoke.
Yeah.
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 I quit that right now.
I'm so glad I was muted. I was just like, oh shit.
I should
yeah.
start doing that.
Yeah, Trout, you are
I really gotta.
legendary with the one-liners. They're like daggers. I'm a huge fan. You can find me, like I said, on Twitter, ZachDevs, and also on Thursdays at Bad House RPG. So catch me there.
Thank you very much. Please follow Jay at that Jay Justice on all social media. She was unable to join us this time, but she will be back next week. So please come hang out with us and join us on the approach to the finale. I'm Stella Luna. Thanks for being here. Lots of love. Hi. Yeah, if you would like to support the channel, you can do so for free. All you gotta do is hit the follow button on here or on YouTube. That is how you get notifications for when we go live and when we have new content and stuff like that. And I'll love you forever. Thank you so much. My favorite part. Okay, I love the callback to the vial of the black sand. That was really cool. I love just setting up these little moments of just like, you know, oh, it was such a sweet gift, but I was asleep and it rolled out of my hand and what will happen to it? And like I did want something to happen to it, and thank you so much for taking that and putting that into play. Just chef's kiss. All the little breadcrumbs leading up to this moment. I cannot wait to see what happens. I did not come into this session today expecting one of us to get arrested. I was thinking it's possible we all die, but I didn't think that Bunk was gonna get arrested. This is gonna get really emotional.
That's good.
It's so juicy. Thank you so much. We'll hand it over to Trout, please.
Hiya. I'm Trout. I played Bunk. I'm captured. I'm a brash sniper who's wanted by the law. You can find us at TricksyWizard on all the social medias and TricksyWizard.com. That's me and my partner Adam that make that stuff. My favorite, one of my favorites, because a bunch have already been said and there are more I can't mention. Probably that upon learning about polyhymnia, Calliope's knee-jerk immediate response was, "I'm sorry." I think that says so much about the character, about programming, and beyond just how you interact with the world, and it breaks my heart, and I hate that Bunk was far away and didn't get to hear that. And I'll throw it over to my partner in life and in work, Adam.
Wow. Hi, I'm Adam. I am also part of TricksyWizard. That's both of us. You can find us on TricksyWizard.com, TricksyWizard on all the socials. Also, I will submit the addendum that Bunk is now the brash sniper who done got by the law.
I have to change the
Only
overlays
if they
now.
actually execute me.
True. Cool. I don't have to update the overlays yet.
And I know this might be a little redundant, but the particular line from Bunk, the "I am my battle and you are in my way," absolutely, like, I was intimidated. Like, Adam was not okay after that. So that, and also I am eternally grateful to you, Stella, for bringing Frisbee back into the mix, because I like making like weird shark noises. Thank you for that.
Of course. I was looking at my character sheet. I was like, how can I be helpful? Like, all I can do is just say, please stop, and hit with stick. And I was like, oh yeah, I have a shark. Let me bring the shark back.
Bring that shark back.
Yeah, I'm gonna honorable mention every face Adam makes as Frisbee as well. That's also my favorite moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and also I want to give a quick shout out to TricksyWizard. They did all this beautiful art that you see. All of the background art, the character art, the title screen. They did all of that.
Yeah, like the world has life and visual, like you can look at it because of TricksyWizard. It's so good.
It's so good.
Golly.
Thanks.
All right, y'all, we're going to button it up here. Please join us for more Brine Blight next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Does anyone have a pun or something ready?
Yes. Make sure it's Tuesday. You got the rest of the week ahead of you. Make sure you make the most of it.
I hate that. It's so good, but
It's worse the longer you sit with it.
Okay.
I noticed.
I could taste how bad that joke was.
Christian looks so proud.
Well, bye, everybody.
All right, well, see ya. Get it?
Oh,
And bye.